Good morning. Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And we're going to be doing it with some brand new cards from my I Am deck. This deck is full of positive affirmations phrased in the form of I am statements. And the reason that I am statements are so powerful are because they define our lives, they define our self perception. They define what we believe that we can or can't do. And in the words of Henry Ford, if we believe we can or we believe we can't, we are right. And so let's believe that we can. Let's believe that we can by revealing the next card in the deck. Now, all of these cards are digital, but I actually do have a physical deck. And so if you guys are interested in acquiring one of these physical decks, send me a private message and I will be happy to get one of them out to you. So anyways, yeah, we're going to be working with an I am card today. And I pull one of these every morning at 9 a.m. and we walk through an empowering affirmation. As we go through this affirmation today, I'd like for you to say that I am the affirmation on the card. So I'm going to ask you if you are, and your response is I am. As we say these things out loud, we get to hear them. We get to hear them ourselves. We tend to believe the things that we say, and that's why it's so important to say them out loud. So, without further ado, let's pull the next card and say that today I am powerful. I am powerful. I wield my strengths with confidence. So I am powerful. I wield my strengths with confidence. Are you powerful? You are powerful. You wield your strengths with confidence. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write that down in the comments. I am powerful. I wield my strengths with confidence. It's always my goal to get it written down before my guests do. But good morning to everybody who is here today. I have quite a crowd here today. Good morning, Brenda Jean. Good morning, Lauren. Good morning, Shauna. Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, Amanda. Let's see here. Good morning. Yeah, those are the 5 people who have commented so far. It is good to see all of you guys here today. We are powerful people, and we wield our strengths with confidence. Now, when I think about the people in life who are really powerful, I realize that there's one thing that really goes through all of, that holds them all together. And that's that every powerful person that I've ever met understands how to play to their strengths and outsource their weaknesses. And they know what their strengths are. And it really comes down to knowing ourselves. It comes down to just being who we are and knowing who we are so that we can know who we're not. And when we recognize ourselves for who we are, and when we also have the perception to recognize strengths in other people, then we can outsource the places that we're weak to the places that they are strong. We are powerful in incredible ways. And when we are together, we are even more powerful. I chose the imagery of an ocean wave to demonstrate this power because ocean waves are powered by entire planets. It's the movement of the moon around the earth that creates these powerful waves. And I don't know if you've ever surfed or not, but if you've ever caught a wave, be it on a surfboard or on a boogie board or body surfing, if you've ever actually hopped onto a wave and rode it, there is this exhilarating sense of power where you realize just how much force is behind that wave. And as they get bigger, that power increases exponentially. It is an incredible rush. Like, there is a reason that surfers get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go do the dawn patrol so that they can hit a dozen waves before they go to work in the morning. There is a reason for that. When I lived on Maui, on big surf days, businesses would just close. We knew. When I used to manage the schedule for a company out there, there were just certain people who I knew surfed, and I knew that on big surf days they would call in sick. They would just do that. It's so prevalent that on really big surf days, sometimes they'll close schools because they know that half the students and half the teachers will be out on the ocean. And so I am powerful, and I wield my strengths with confidence. And so I know what my strengths are, and that is a very important an important aspect of wielding them is knowing what they are. And I also work hard to recognize the strengths in the people around us. So, folks who are less self developed tend to believe that this world is inherently a competitive world where if where I have to do everything, and if there's and anybody who isn't me does things worse than me. I've seen it over and over again in the echelons of low performers, how they believe that everything that they do is the absolute best thing that could be done, and that anybody who does it, anybody who's different than them does it worse than them. And so therefore they lean into their strengths and they get results, and they also lean into their weaknesses, which wrecks their results, and they get nowhere. And in the process of getting nowhere, also are being disrespectful to all the people around them who have the abilities to help them out. And the offers for help, if they even come, are being rejected because, well, the person is the best at everything. This is something that I've found is very common in in groups of people who are inherently very self-limiting. And so one of the signs of growth that I always look for in a person is when they recognize what their strengths are, and also recognize the places that they're weak, and then find other people that are strong where they are weak. Because I have plenty of strengths in my life, I also have plenty of weaknesses, and I work very hard to outsource those weaknesses to other people, so that and preferably in a way that is in line with their strengths. So when I was doing guiding over on Maui, I segued over into a tour guide training position. And the reason why I did that was because I recognized that I was way more interested in the psychology of how to put together an amazing tour and how to create life-changing experiences for people, and that some of the people around me were much better at memorizing tours verbatim. And so I said, well, I don't want to have to memorize a tour verbatim. I'm not good at it. Plenty of my fellow tour guides are, and they can and do provide an amazing and predictable experience for all of the guests. And so my goal was to help them memorize things that were better, memorize better things, build and construct their tours around more sound psychological concepts, so that our guests could have a truly exceptional experience. Because I recognized that our guests were coming to Maui and they were spending thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in some cases, depending on the size of the family and the level of luxury they required. But they were spending a tremendous amount of money, and more importantly, a tremendous amount of their time. And so I was able to leverage my own strengths, my own ability to be more interested in the back end science of what makes a tour life-changing, so that the people that I worked with could invest their time and their effort in improving their delivery of that tour. And it worked out well. I understood what my strengths were, they understood what their strengths were, and we all won together. And ultimately, that's the goal, is for all of us to win together. And so we are all winning today, and we are powerful people. We wield our strengths with confidence. So go us. I want to say good morning to everybody else who has joined. Man, there's a crowd here today. It is nice to see you. I see you've joined us. Let's see, Amanda Mima has joined. Welcome. Jeff Clyatt, good morning. Grant, good morning. Susan, good morning. It is wonderful to see all of you here. We are powerful people. We affirm it today. And since this is Friday, let's talk about the cards for the week. I'm going to do a really quick recap of the cards as we've gone through the week. And then, of course, end with the card for Saturday, which, if you've been here before, you already know what that card is. So we started the week by proclaiming that we are adaptable and that we adjust easily to new situations. And indeed we do. And there is always a new situation around the corner for us to adapt or adjust to. And the ease with which we adapt to these situations really has an outsized impact on the way that we live our lives. Of course, because we are adaptable and to new situations, we are excited about them. We eagerly anticipate life's joys. And we talked about how excitement is just fear without the breath, or fear is excitement without the breath. So when we're afraid of something, breathe, it becomes excitement. And then we get to eagerly anticipate the new situations that we will adapt to because we've been adapting our whole lives. On Wednesday, we affirmed that we are grateful and that we recognize and value the good things in our lives. And so when life changes and we are excited about it, we find gratitude in that moment. We find gratitude in that change, which permits us to have a mindset that is limitless. On Thursday, we declared that we are limitless, that we transcend old beliefs and discover new ways to be. So since life is changing anyways, and we are excited about that change, and we are grateful for what is coming, that allows us to be limitless. We don't have limitations in our lives, which make us very powerful people. And we wield the strengths that we know that we have inside of ourselves with confidence. And that was our week. And of course, tomorrow is Awesome Saturday. Happy Awesome Saturday tomorrow. We are awesome and we recognize our inherent value and worth. And I believe that every single person who comes here is awesome and does recognize their inherent value and worth, because why on earth would you come to a broadcast like this one where we say nice things about ourselves if you didn't believe that you were inherently worthy to hear them, to say them, to repeat them, to write them down? We are awesome and we recognize our inherent value and worth. And that's the card. Those are the cards for the week. I will return on Sunday at 9 p.m. with 5 more all new cards, and I am excited to do it. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody who has come by to say hello and to really create this positive space on the internet. You guys are amazing. You are, in many cases, my inspiration to continue doing this, and I appreciate and love you all. So we will return at 9 p.m. On Sunday. We will talk about the upcoming cards for the next week. Until then, have yourselves a fantastic day. I love you and care about you, and we'll talk to you on Sunday. Aloha from paradise.